I'm Kimberly Eddleston. I'm here with Entrepreneur and Innovation Exchange. It's a pleasure to be here with chef and business owner Sai Viswanath, who is the owner of DeWolf Tavern in Bristol, Rhode Island, an incredibly popular and busy restaurant filled with loyal customers and an incredible following. So,
thank you, Kim.
Sai, tell me, how did you get here? You have a very interesting story.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. So, as you can say, I grew up in India and I was passionate about doing things that I can create. And that led me to a hotel management school in India. From there on, I really enjoyed cooking. So I wanted to go to a school in United States, and I ended up in Culinary Institute of America.
Excellent. What got you to start your own business?
I enjoyed cooking, and I enjoyed the creative aspect of things and free thinking. At the same time, I always knew that I had my own sense of things, and I really wanted to expand on that. Instead of working for a big corporation, I always ended up working for a small restaurant or a chef-driven restaurant. I worked for Union Square Cafe in New York City for a couple of years. And then I decided that I wanted to do my own place, so I moved to Rhode Island.
How did you go about creating your very, very unique taste, which attracts people from all over southern New England?
That to me is the part of the being a creative chef is. The food is a very contemporary business. It's very pop culture, and the trend changes constantly. So if you're not feeding people today, you're not feeding anybody. So I need to be able to be in trendy. What is beautiful around is beautiful bay, beautiful seafood, wonderful ingredients. And I want to, at the same time, give them a unique experience about things. My personal experience about how I would eat it. See, if the food business is not a business, I more call my people who come to my restaurants my guests. I don't call them customers. To me, they're coming to experience and dining and happiness. So I want to feed them. Every time I see them, their face when they're eating something, that excites me.
Do you ever need to alter some of the traditional Indian recipes for the American palate?
Not so much as alter, more so much as use my knowledge of it. It's more exciting to me is using those ingredients and molding it to individual palate.
And then how do you determine what they like, what they don't like?
The first bite they eat, I can tell.
What are you looking for?
For the expressions. I know. I hear all the time. I go talk to people. See, especially in the present world, with all the social media, people are so vocal about it. I am not close to it. I'm more open to it. That gives me an insight into what people are saying to me. The first bite they eat, I say to them, wow. They look across the table.
You're going to try this?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Very nice.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And to me, I really have to be very current and very sensitive to my guest.
How have you been able to really create that customer loyalty and where people feel so welcome and want to come here 5-7 nights a week?
It's a sincerity. It's a sincerity in running your business. You really have to know your guest and be very sincere to them. You are not just making a business transaction. You really need to know them and understand them. And they will come back to you over and over. And at some point, it's not even about the transaction. They will just lavish you. And I don't want to say that I'm using my friends to run my business, but at the same time, it is about that relationship. the restaurant business has evolved from being a transactional business. And I really need to insist on this one because, well, it's an extension of the living. And that, I think, is the most important thing for me to have a successful place. And when they have a Thanksgiving, I have all the tools and equipment to do it so easily.
I think that definitely shows some of your generosity. I also want to talk a little bit about touching on, your willingness to give back. This weekend, you're having the Bristol Oyster Festival. And tell us, why is it on Father's Day?
Well, I think that is the best way for me. I have a 5-year-old daughter. Once you have a child, your life changes, and you see the world in a very different way.
So every year, about 3,000 people come to this event.
Yes.
It's a one-day event, and last year you raised
$15,000, and we're supporting the local food pantry, East Bay Food Pantry. And, I think it's a local organization. And it also highlights the aquaculture and the farming aquaculture industry, which is a lot of new entrepreneurship. We have a beautiful bay. So to me, I think combining the aquaculture with the restaurant and people in need is a complete cycle.
Obviously, your business is successful, very successful, and you're able to do these very generous things and give back. What inspires you?
Just being part of a beautiful society. Just being a positive contributor, being happy. My business is a happy business. People come here to be happy. There's not a single sad person who says, I'm going to go out because I'm pissed off today. So to me, I'm a happy business.
You make it that way too, though. You create that environment side. So what's the hard part? Especially a restaurant industry, which has one of the highest failure rates. What's been your secret to success? What's hard? What's the hard part?
The secret to success is managing your finances. And the hard part is being dogged about managing your finances.
And how are you able to do it?
Because there is no business model without the spine of a finance.
Did you take a finance course? How did you learn?
Oh, no. I'm just...
self-taught with finance. So obviously you're a trained chef.
And to me, that's what is exciting is it gives me an opportunity to learn all this. And I really enjoy that part. I can, talk about marketing the way I do it. I can talk about how to manage finance the way I do it because I do my own books, accounting, and all that. To me, that's the exciting part of being an entrepreneur.
So it sounds like you wear many hats. You're in the kitchen, you're in the front, making sure your customers are happy, you're doing finances. How do you do it all?
Because I have a routine. This goes back to this naval admiral. I read this thing on TED Talks, actually. I heard it. Polish your shoes, make your bed. I do the same routine. So when the big things comes up, it's an easy breeze. It's as simple as that.
So before we close, what are some final words of wisdom you would like to share with other entrepreneurs? Particularly anyone trying to start and be successful in the restaurant industry. What advice do you have?
If you really believe in yourself, you really have to try hard. It's more failures than success. And you really have to be dogged about it, and it will come. It will come. You really have to try hard.
Well, thank you so very, very much, Sai, for being here. I look forward to being at the Oyster Festival this weekend. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And again, this is Kimberly Eddleston with Entrepreneur and Innovation Exchange. Thank you.
Thanks.